correctly. Right.
Welcome. This is KJTV Live from Minnesota. In the studio, I am Bernard Muko. We have Dr. Choa Shumandi here. He is going to tell us about the governor of Meru impeachment. Dr. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Before we give you time, please tell us our viewers who you are, your background.
Oh yeah, I'm Dr. Josh Umandi, and I'm also the host here. They know me, most of them. But yeah, I have a background on leadership and management.
You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Now tell us, what do you know about the impeachment of Meru governor?
Yeah, that is it is very surprising. You know, we were just from an election in August, and before even 100 days, the governor of Meru, Kawira Mwangaza, was impeached. Actually, the impeachment was 2 days ago. 67 MCAs voted to impeach her out of the 69. Actually, the two were absent. One was sick, one was not there for his own reasons. So it has really perplexed us that within a very short time that they have impeached the governor, saying that he has flouted the law, and that they accused him her of nepotism. It was kind of surprising to us.
Yeah. Actually, I watched when he introduced the husband. I thought it was very interesting to
the
watch.
First gentleman.
Yes.
The first gentleman of the county.
Yeah, to me it was like it's better to work with the husband in the county.
Yeah, you know that it has made me go to dig deep about this case of the Meru governor. Why she has been impeached even before she sat in office.
Yep.
And it came to me that there is a gender stereotype in Meru. And I want to give you why I'm saying so. The Meru people, one thing, Kawira, the current governor, is actually the first woman to compete, the second woman in Meru to compete with men and won.
Yes.
Remember, it was she was running against the incumbent, the great Kraut Murungi, and Linturi, who was a UDA. This lady ran as an independent, and they beat the UDA wave in the mountain, and she won by 203,000 votes. While Linturi came second with 183,000, and I think Krauti came a distance third on that. You know, I would go back the history of Meru.
Yes.
In 1974, there is a lady called Anarita Karim, who she was a head mistress of St. Mary's Girls. She resigned and went to run. She ran against men in 1974, but she lost to Kabere Mbichiwe. If you know the minister who was one of the powerful ministers from Meru.
Yes.
But Kabere Mbichiwe, they was defeated by election petition, 1975. This lady, Karim Anarita Karimi, that lady is now old. You can see the picture there. That lady ran that time during a by-election, and she won. She became the first member of parliament, a woman from Meru. Let me tell you, in 1978, she was haunted with cases. They never gave her time to rule, I'm telling you, until she was jailed for 2 years. So she had to leave her position as the MP. So these men fought her, and she had to go to prison for that.
Well,
And this is if you remember, this is Mpichiwe when he was with Moi. He was a very close friend of Moi. That is the one. So after that, again, when this lady went to prison, Mpichiwe then became a member of parliament. So are you seeing? I want you to see that connection, and that's in Mpichiwe with the Kiraitu Murungi sometime before he died, and Mpichiwe now is dead. What I'm trying to tell you that what is happening to the current governor has something to do with the Meru customs. They fight women. When you see, and I'm surprised whether if the Senate will know to throw that case out. But you never know. The Senate already, UDA, has a grudge with the lady. Because already you see she went against the wave of and the Senate to remove her, it only needs a simple majority, and that is something I think which needs to be changed in the Senate. To remove it needs also 2/3. I mean, so whatever is happening, they are what they are complaining, that she employed the
so
husband.
what do you think? What's the main reason?
The main reason here is, number one, that she's a woman. That's what they are fighting her. I would stand to be corrected. This man, who was the incumbent, Kiraitu Murungi, Rinturi, and the party of Rinturi has the majority there, and she's independent. So simply, I think, if you see the reasons they are saying, the things she has done are not impeachable offenses.
They don't add up.
They don't add up.
So can we relate them with the kisses that because if kisses, we have never elected an MP to parliament. Do you think we can be able to link them to kisses?
That's a very good point you have brought. And let me tell you, culture-wise, Merus are the distant cousins of kisses. And even you see our language, and they say even our temperament is almost the same. And one feature also, we resemble the kisses resemble the Meru. The Merus are our interior in Mount Kenya on the other side. And the kisses were all the way in the Kissi Islands. There must be, there is that correlationship that the Reiki Islands, you see. And our culture is patriarchal in nature. Actually, in 2017, there was an article somebody wrote in the Nation that it is easier to mine gold in Kissi and Meru than getting a woman member of parliament. While the Meru tried in 1975, at least with the Meru, they can say they have elected a woman MP, even if they troubled her. They have elected the governor.
Now the governor.
The governor. Kissi, up to this time, has never elected a woman member of parliament. Leave alone this seat of women representative, because they as a race where they compete with men. Even in the Kissi County Assembly, out of the 45 wards, is only one which elected a woman. You can see. And I doubt even Meru as a woman elected, because even a woman could have sympathized with the
That's true. So even actually, I was in Meru the other day. You can see the avocados, the bananas, even the agricultural way of behavior is almost like Kissi. If you go to Meru, you think it's Kissi. So what can you tell us? What can we do so that we can change the narrative?
Yeah, that is really a point. But we need to look at the nexus of the culture. I would think this patriarchal society, I don't know whether that is the reason why the two tribes seem to struggle, because see, like in Kalenjin land, there are so many women who have been elected, even in Ruland, Kikuyu. We have even governors, and Anna Waiguru is serving. Kamba,
In
we have
genes, we
had.
have very, very strong and very powerful women in
Yeah.
parliament,
But now,
even rulers.
I don't know where, if I can see that, I see the two the two cultures. Maybe we need to find how to change it, but it looks like we are having a problem.
So, on your own analysis and your research, you think it's not justified, the cause of impeachment of the governor of Meru?
No. Actually, when I looked, I read about the impeachment motion, like he fronted the role, nepotism, that he embroidered the husband. You know, there is this idea of a husband, and I know, but you know, I was talking to on this. I also talked to other people, even the Meru people. They don't seem to be comfortable. I really don't know. I don't know the age they were. They think that the lady. I don't know whether the husband is younger than her, and that seems to be an issue to some people. But having the first gentleman, if he's a woman, why do they not want her to be close to her? And yet, all of the other governors who are men, we have seen them introduce their first ladies everywhere. Is it the word first gentleman which men are not really comfortable
very comfortable with?
But when they are talking about nepotism, you know, there are some things which can be handled. The assembly could have summoned the human resource person for firing. They even the quickness they were doing it, I thought they were doing it so fast. So to me, it is not justified. And I think the Senate, I hope they will see sense.
So what's the word you can, what's your wisdom to the Senate?
For me, I know the Senate, they are very intelligent people, and they have had so many cases before them. But I would think for this one, they would be reasonable and look at the merits of the case, because all of the allegation has to be supported with evidence. And removing a duly elected governor it's not something you just go like it's an happy. So it will have, like, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that they would have to be convinced, yes, he flaunted the law, she flaunted the law. If it was nepotism, what kind of nepotism? You know, all of these people, when we have talked about all this, even if we go to audit, even in the other governors, there is always a home advantage. If you are a governor, always your people will benefit a little bit. They say. So I would think they would throw the case out. Yeah. But for what you have said is relating to the Kisi people and the Meru, I think something needs to be done about it. And we will need to maybe to do some education, that we need also to elect women as
leaders of the community. Yeah, I think the governor of Meru, in my own opinion, she has done a good job. To introduce the husband, it was a good thing. To say, oh, I'm married, because we all believe on one woman. Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. I hope the Senate will do something.